Welcome back to Full Circle with Mikali. A very good morning to you. How are you doing so far? How's your Monday coming along? Do you have all those quotes written down? Have you followed Benny Hinn on social media? Please just go ahead and do that right now, though. We're getting into a very interesting session of Book Circle. And today's book is My Pain, My Miracles by Rose Gatobu, who's in the building with me this morning. Rose, how are you?
I'm very fine.
Naume much. Was it intentional?
Very intentional.
It was very intentional.
Yes.
What does pink mean to you?
Okay, pink is a girl's color.
Yes.
Yeah, and I really love it. And the way I've blended it with my book, it has come out so perfectly.
Yes.
Before, I never loved the color.
Oh.
Until I did this book.
So somebody told me pink and yellow are colors of happiness.
True.
They depict happiness. So
Yes.
just seeing them together like this.
Yeah.
And then we have purple at the back, which is royalty.
Exactly.
Rose, kindly introduce yourself to the people. Let us know what it is that you do.
Okay.
And this is your camera.
Thank you. My name is Rose Gatobu. I am the CEO of Rose Gatobu Foundation. I'm also a civil servant. I work as an office administrator. I'm in the Ministry of Agriculture and currently in the State Department of Livestock. I am a mentor. I am also a peer counselor. And I'm also a doting mother of 2 sons, Collins and Calvin.
No, that was a proper introduction. Thank you so much for coming through. You're here today because of this beautiful book that you've written.
Yes.
And you've shared your stories with the world.
Yes.
And we need to appreciate that. It's not easy. We are very vulnerable at some points in our lives. And having to share our vulnerability, or at some point in our life, what seems to be our weaknesses, then that puts us on an even higher pedestal and makes us even stronger. So My Pain, My Miracles. I don't know, where do we start with the pain before we get to the miracles? What inspired this book?
Okay, what inspired this book is my story.
Please tell us a bit more about it.
I've gone through a lot of painful experiences in life. Some people have implicated them, or some people are behind them. Others are about me being disobedient. Others are about me not knowing. And I find myself in a pit and I'm not able to come out of the pit. And in that scenario, they're not very easy experiences. They are experiences that are very tough in life. But I'll say they're not experiences that others have not experienced. They are experiences others have experienced.
Okay.
But I wished people who had the experience had taught me, or maybe they had guided me.
Yes.
So to find myself in such a scenario, I'll be able not to go that way.
What was happening to you at the beginning? So when you talk about painful experiences that probably happened to you, where does it start? Does it start at home when you were a child?
Okay. Yeah, it starts all the way from home.
Okay, what was happening?
And this is because my father struggled with alcohol, so he was alcoholic.
Yes.
And as we grew up with a father who was alcoholic, and everybody looked at us as children of an alcoholic person.
Okay.
So most of the time we were looked down upon, because if yesterday somebody saw my father on the road singing and doing all these things that drunk people do, it will be projected to us. So when I go to school, when Yamaza mtoto wa mlevi, you see such kind of comments.
Okay.
That's a very painful.
And you're a child.
And you're a child.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a very painful experience because you have no control of telling your father stop drinking. If you had control, you would tell your father not to drink, because there are repercussions. There are all these things that come with alcoholism. And in that scenario, you'd find sometimes my father would come home. I'm one person who loves affirmation. So he will come home not to come to affirm me, but to find that problem that is in me. Like, for example, he'll come and ask me abruptly, today you're in school, what did you learn? Gosh, I'm a baby, I'm a child. Do I even remember what I wrote the last point when I was leaving class? Of course, he'll come and challenge me. And because I know I can't deliver, I'll panic. At that moment, he will beat me for nothing, just because of forgetting to remember what I did in class today. So those things to me were very painful experiences, because I wanted him to encourage me.
Yeah.
Were you in school today? Yes. What did you learn? Maybe if I didn't remember, I love you, my baby.
Yeah.
You are a strong girl. You will remember. I know you will go back and read your book and you'll remember. Affirming me, giving me that positive aspect of knowing, yes, I don't know now, but I know, though I can't remember.
Yeah.
So coming from such a scenario where you have a father who should be showing you a lot of love, a lot of care, being there for you, even when you're not, you know, in that place of knowing.
Yes.
To me, it was very painful.
And then you grew up with that. Did you carry it with you, even as a grown-up, the lack of affirmation from your father?
Yes, I did carry it with myself, because I never believed in myself. So I used to look at myself as this person who can never become. Every time I'm called upon, even to answer a query like in class, what did you do? And I can't remember. So I knew I'm a failure. So I knew, knowing there's no day I'll be okay. There's no day I'll be fine. So that defined me in a way. I looked at myself as a low person, or somebody who will add up to nothing.
Yeah.
So I grew in that way, whereby now for me to be able to find affirmation from anyone, I'll accept everything that you do to me, so that you accept me with my pain or with my lack of understanding. So I'll always be under you, because I want you to affirm you.
Yeah.
I want you to understand me, where I'm coming from, and affirm me. So I'll always be below you, whether you know or you don't know. So you'll find I attract so much people who are lowly, because that's where I place myself.
So that was for you to even be able to talk about it and accept what it is that you felt and the things that you had to probably go through. I think that makes you a very strong person, Rose.
Sure, I am a very strong person.
I'm so sorry. Can we get some tissues, please?
Thank you.
At what point were you ready to put this down in a book, or ready enough to talk about it and share it? Did you get help? Later, did you talk to someone about how you really, really felt inside?
I'll shock you, Mwikali. I've never had a mentor. I've never had anybody to walk me through. But I knew I needed a supreme power to help me understand, why am I going through all this?
Yeah.
Inside myself, I knew I'm a beautiful girl. I knew I'm a sweet girl. I knew I'm a good girl. But why were these things happening to me? I could ask myself. So what I did, when I was in high school, I accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. And the reason why I did so, because I needed a father who will love me for who I am, who will not judge me. And I knew from the word of God, he says he loves us unconditionally. Yes. So I knew there is no one else I'll get in this world apart from somebody who will understand me just the way I am, and take me the way I am, and love me unconditionally, whether I am right or I am wrong. So I knew the only person would be God. So I went, I accepted Christ. I was a Catholic. So a CU rally weekend was done, a weekend challenge, they used to call it that way. And I attended it. And I got born again. And that's where my journey started. Having a relationship with this supreme power that I really need, that will help me cope with what I was going through. Yeah, so that's how I found myself trying my level best to see how I will come out of my pain. Of course, it wasn't easy, because God, you can't see him. He's a spirit. You can't see him. So how will he speak to me? He'll speak to me through the word, either through reading the word, or through a friend or someone else, or a scenario. But it was very hard for me to understand how to relate with God to help me.
And when you thought about writing the book,
yes,
were you ready to be raw in the book, or was it a process for you to even find healing within yourself?
Oh my goodness. I'll tell you, it has been a journey. You can imagine, today I'm not a young girl. I'm 45 years old.
You look fine.
Thank you. Many tell me I don't look my age.
No, you don't.
And I thank God I don't look my age. because inside my heart, I'm a young girl. That young girl I've always wanted to become. That's the girl I am living today. And when I realized I needed to show who is inside myself, I needed to work on myself. And I'll never forget, one day I was in the showering, and I was just talking to God, because I talk to him like the way we are talking. And I'll tell him, surely, why would you make me suffer, go through all this pain? Why would you? I'm a good girl. And if you know very well I'm a good girl, why would you want me to go through a place I'll go suffer? I thought you love me. I thought you're a kind God. Why would you make me go through such scenarios? And I remember a voice speaking in my heart telling me, Rose, I love you to bits. I was like, really? Yes, I do. And I asked him, how would you love me and make me go through this pain? I was 40 that time, I remember.
What was going through?
And
what were you going through at that
yes,
point?
I was speaking to him, and I was asking him questions, and he told me, I made you go through all what you've gone through because I was making you. I want you to become a leader. And for you to feel other people, you had to go through these things so that you understand the pain they go through. And then you will feel them. You will understand them. You will not judge anyone. You will be there for them. You will walk with them. I was like, aha. I laughed. Actually, I laughed instead of crying. I was like, why didn't you tell me all this time? Why didn't you tell me all this time? And the Lord tells me, if I told you, you wouldn't have agreed to go through the pain I've made you go through. I was like, what? Then he reminded me of Abraham, Moses, Joseph, David, Esther, all these people, what they had to go through to become what they became. I was like, wow, now I understand. Bring it on then. I'm ready to serve you.
Okay.
And the Lord brought to me this vision or this desire to be a leader where I'll lead people in terms of mercy and compassion. Yes, that is the ministry that the Lord put in my heart, where I feel people in a merciful way, in a compassionate way, to be able to reach out to them. And in the process, I bring them to know this God that I serve, who has made me become this with no guidance from anyone.
Just him.
Just him.
You know, your book says turning painful experiences into seeds of hope. And at the back you say, you unpack your painful experiences and candidly reveal the abuse that you have faced and how you were able to finally face that pain, work towards your healing, and have the courage to share your story today. Then the strength also to be able to encourage and motivate others. You share how you have worked through shame, trauma, stigma, self-esteem that was emanating from pain to birth renewed hope and discover your purpose in this life.
True.
Do you detail all the things that you've gone through in this book?
Well, I've not detailed everything.
Yes.
If I was to, I think it would have been a very good book.
We'd be here with an encyclopedia. Oh,
exactly,
Rose.
yeah. But I picked on things that are common with many people, and
Okay.
especially women.
Yes.
Those are the things I picked, and especially the ones that are very shameful, that women are not ready to speak about them, but they are eating them inside.
Yeah.
So I said, I want to be an example. I want to be vulnerable. Because when I came in Mwikali, and
Yes.
and you saw me the way I am beautiful, I'm this woman who is all this. And you read my story and you say, and she did this, you're like, but should I look? That is exactly who we are.
Yes.
On the road. We have our issues. We've done things that are very, very heinous. But we look so clean. We look so beautiful. We look all these high people.
Because we are favored highly. That he does not allow us to look
To
like
show
that.
this, yes.
Yes.
But inside our hearts, we are hurting. We are bleeding. We are hiding the pain with what we bring out.
So we'll walk around with a mask.
Exactly. So I said, for me to be a leader, I want to remove this mask. And I show you exactly who I am in my weakness that I have gone through in life. And then when I come to tell you, this is what I am telling you as your leader, you will believe in me. If Rose has gone through A, B, C, D, and today she's there leading me, then I can also be. I can be able to open up. You don't need to go to full circle to go and say what you did there out. But you can go and share with a therapist. You can share with a mentor. You can share with somebody who you really trust to pour out your heart to them so that you receive forgiveness, you receive healing, and also you be restored. To be who God has called you to be, than walking around pretending to be who you're not.
There's a chapter, I think this is chapter 153, and this is chapter 8. It says, regrets. Whoever digs a hole and scoops it out falls into the pit they have made. What is chapter 8 all about? When you talk about regrets, what is going on in this chapter?
Okay, in life, we all have regrets. There are things we have done and we are not happy about them. And you look at yourself, you said you wish you either knew better or you never did it in the first place. So regrets are coming in because there are things that I wouldn't have wanted to do them. But I find myself, I did them anyway.
What things?
There are many things.
Okay.
Like in this book, what I'm talking about, the regrets I'm talking about, they are all about disobedience.
You mentioned that at the beginning, things that you have done as well.
Yes. You've done something, you know it is wrong to do it, and you have done it. And then there are consequences for those things.
That's true.
So once I do them, of course I'll go through the consequences. They are not very easy consequences. I don't want to tell you about the book because I want you to read the book. So I won't mention exactly what I'm talking about because the book is out there. One can read and understand, where did I disobey and what is this that I did that I really regret about. In this chapter, there's actually one of the regrets that I really regret about. Even when I'm walking around, when I remember, I get very offended. And I say, I wish I never did that. But I think God allowed me to go through it so that I can walk with others who have done the same thing and they are dying inside themselves because they can't confess it. They can't say, but it is killing them. So the regrets that I'm talking about are things that you do when you know you're not supposed to do them, but you still
do them.
Go ahead and
so
do
when
them.
it comes to dealing with the consequences of that, then it becomes a heavy burden. Have you been able to forgive yourself or heal from them, knowing very well that yes, I did that mistake, but I'm a different person now? Have you been able to do that?
I've been able to do that because when the Lord told me about what I was going through, I remember I was a very harsh person. I used to overreact actually. And what always came out is not the beauty in me, inside me. It is the pain, the bitterness. So everybody used to look at me like a mad person. Yes. Actually, I've been called literally a mad person because of the way I erupt and the things I do. And actually, all this drama is not coming because that is who I am. That is exactly the inside of me that is coming out that way, like a mad person. So when I realize people don't like me, people don't admire me, nobody even wants to be near me or to be my friend, I decided to look for a counselor. And the counselor is the one who talked to me and told me, Rose, you have a problem. And this problem started since you are a child. And then I started now walking with her the journey, where she told me where the problem came in and what I have gone through in life and all the pain I have gone through. They are the ones that are making me become this mad person. So she told me to work on myself. And the first thing she told me to do is to forgive myself, which I did. Because I used to have a journey where I'm asking God to forgive me. Yeah, he forgives me. But there's no day I forgive myself.
Yes.
So I always carried myself with, I wish I didn't do. I wish. So the day I realized that I'm human and I'm prone to falling, but God will help me, I understood the gift of forgiveness.
Yeah.
So I sat down and I chose to forgive everybody who hurt me, starting with my father. And then all the men that mishandled me. And to be very sincere, I don't know whether they are looking at me or whether they are seeing me saying things. Deep inside myself, there is nobody who have talked about in this book that I carry. Actually, I pray for them. And I thank God, because even most of the people that I'm talking about this in this book, I'm a friend, I'm their friend. We talk, today we talk candidly. And I work with them. They support me. I support them where I need be. That shows that the Lord has healed me. And I'm healed. Because if I wasn't healed, I can't even face them.
That's true.
I can't even wish them well. Yeah, but I pray for them. I pray for them.
I am happy,
Yeah.
very happy
Thank you.
to have this conversation with you, because it goes to show that no matter how much we pray or ask to be forgiven, and that can be done, but then what are you doing within you to help you find heal and find your purpose in life again, and be able to pick up your lessons and go, and the importance of having God at the center of it all, because that's the most important thing. Where can we find this book? Amekataa kutupatia details huku ndani ndani, but that is because you need to go get it and read it. So where can we get it? How can people get in touch with you directly, even for your foundation as well?
Okay. On my website, rosegatobu.com, you will find the book, where the book is written, and then you'll find the blurb. Where this blurb is a button. There are buttons there.
Yes.
There's a button where you're asked to buy the book. When you click that button, you will be taken to a link that is Nuria Stores. So you can buy the book online using that link, or if you are within maybe Nairobi or even in Kenya, because I can send the book to you. You can call me directly.
Please give us your number, camera.
Well, okay. For you to get this book, My Pain, My Miracle, you can call me personally on 0721 705 788.
Say that again.
0721 705 788.
And how much is it going for?
When you buy it directly from me, you'll get the book at 1,200.
Yes.
When you buy it at the Nuria store online, you'll buy it at 1,450.
Okay. Okay.
So it is you to decide which mode you want to use.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Rose, for coming through and for blessing the world with your story.
Thank you.
And the encouragement that comes here, in the inspiration as well.
Thank you.
And we do not take it for granted. Asante sana, 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 sana. So you know where to get the book now. Go on to that link rosegatobu.com, and you'll find the link right in there. Buy the book from there. You have her number. Call her directly. Ukinunua kutoka kwake ni 1,200. Ukienda kule kwengine 1,450. Which one is easier for you? Go ahead and do just that. Are you on social media, Rose?
Yes, I am. Yeah, Rose Gatobu on all handles. That is on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Even on TikTok, I'm there.
Allah. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. On that note, we're going to take a very quick commercial break. We will be right back. Don't go too far.